howdy there, partner. How y'all been today? So today we are going to be doing a little story time. It's really serious to me, but like I feel like most people are probably just going to be like, wow, you're stupid. But in all honesty, this is the third most traumatizing thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. And after you guys find out what it is, you're probably just gonna make fun of me, but that's okay. That's what I'm here for, is to provide laughter and enjoyment for the public. So I guess let's just go ahead and get right on into the story time. I hope y'all are ready for this. About a month ago now, I went outside to let out Neely, which is like something I do every single day. And it was a really, really gorgeous day. And I thought to myself, once I got outside, I was like, oh my God, like I should seriously try to like find something to do outside so that way I can be outside, which if you don't know me in person, that is like extremely weird for me. I'm literally a vampire. So I very, very rarely actually do something outside and try to like stay outside. Normally I'm just like, okay, Neely, go potty as fast as you can. And then I'm just like, let's go inside. Like, come on, let's go inside. Let's go inside. Neely's staring at me right now. He's like, I know she's fucking talking about me, but I don't know what she's saying. She's saying stuff she usually says to me whenever she's outside. He just left. He was like, peace, y'all, I'm out. Okay, so back to the story time. So I decided that I was gonna try to stay outside and find something to do and get some vitamin D, because you know Paige's white ass needs some vitamin D. So I decided to pick up all of the sticks in the yard, which I always do because I like to help Ken. He mows the grass for us, and so I try to pick up all the sticks before he's going to mow the grass, so that way he can mow the grass without like messing up his lawnmower, which he cares dearly about. So it's kind of sad how much he likes his lawnmower. But he doesn't ever pick up the sticks, so I do it for him. So I picked up some sticks for a while, and I was almost done when I saw some sticks over by our neighbor's pine tree, which is like right next to the fence between our yard and our neighbor's yard, and the pine tree is like hanging over on our side. It's that close to the fence. So I was like, okay, well, I'll pick up these pine tree limbs as well. And so I was like picking them up, and they were all buried in a bunch of pine needles. And so I was like having to struggle to like get them out from underneath of the pine needles. And I bent down to pick up one of the pine tree limbs, and all of a sudden I felt something poke me in the leg. And I thought it could either be like a mosquito or like maybe even like a tree limb poking me in the leg. So I like bent down and I swiped my leg. And as I swiped, I looked down and I freaking saw a black and yellow angel of death flying back towards my leg for another blow. That's when the fear set in. Of course, I had worn Ken's mammoth Adidas sliders outside because, you know, I'm so lazy I can't even go find my own shoes. And so I just put on the only shoes that were by the door that day, which were Ken's sliders. Those are phenomenal running shoes. And I ran right out of my shoes and I never looked back. I was like, oh my God, I just have to get out of here. And so I just started bolting it across the yard. Neely at this point thought that I had gone completely insane and bolted across the yard with me because he either thought that we were playing a game or he was scared as well because I was freaking him out. But he had been right next to me the whole time. I ran all the way across the yard hoping to escape it, but about halfway across the yard I felt another sharp pain in my upper middle back. Now at this point I knew there was a good chance that it was in my hair because, you know me, I almost always wear my hair down, and it stung me right in the middle of my back where my hair is. I began flipping my hair back and forth trying to get it out of my hair, and I was standing still at this point freaking out, like flipping it and trying to get it out. All the while I'm petrified that it's going to attack Neely, because that would be much worse than it attacking me, because he is my own flesh and blood and I love him way more than I love myself, and he's a little tiny puppy and he doesn't deserve that kind of evil. He does not deserve that kind of evil in his life, okay? So my thoughts were racing and running away did not work. I couldn't go inside because I couldn't chance the freaking demon getting into the freaking house as well, because that would be a whole nother level of freaking nightmare. So I ran all the way back to where the bug initially stung me, and then I ran back to where I was when I ran across the yard. And at that point, I knew I had been stung again in my other leg. So I ran inside with Neely and shook out my hair and swiped all over my body to try and make sure that it wasn't on me anymore. And so I still didn't see it. So I immediately rolled up my leggings to look at the only sting that was readily visible to me, because, you know, I can't see my back and I can't see my back of my arm where I got stung. So I was just like, okay, I'll look at this one. Like, how bad is it? I need to assess my injuries. At this point, I was still in shock, but I knew that Kenneth was in the other room sleeping, so I was trying my absolute hardest just to calm down and not make too much noise. But as I was trying to calm myself down, the adrenaline of all of that happening was wearing off, and the pain of the actual bug stings was starting to set in. And it was probably one of the worst pains that I've ever felt in my life, because I've never been stung and I never experienced that before. So it's not something that I knew. I didn't know what was gonna happen or how to fix it or anything. Like, I didn't know. So it was really scary in the moment, and it was making the pain that much worse. And I was just honestly terrified that it was gonna come back, because you see, I'm petrified of all insects. I know I've said this like 1,000 times before on my YouTube channel. It's a real thing. I'm just terrified of insects. Most of the ones that are pretty small, I can just capture and I'm like good with it. But like, once they start touching me or coming in contact with my skin, that's when the fear like really manifests. I can't. I don't know what happened. I've said this before. I don't know why. I just became horrified of bugs one day, but it happened. So at this point, I was sobbing and hyperventilating, and it just kept hurting more and more, and I couldn't talk, and Ken kept hollering at me from the other room where he was sleeping, "Paige, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? Like, just tell me." And I could not talk. I didn't know what to do. I was sobbing. Eventually, he came out of the room, and I was literally laying on the floor, like sobbing my eyes out. I was like pretty much in the fetal position, and all I could do was point at where I was stung and say that I was attacked, and like I could barely even manage that. Eventually, I told him what happened, and he immediately got ice and tried to help me calm down. He then watched a video to try and figure out what exactly it was that we needed to do, because I think he's been stung before, but it's been a long time, and I'm sure his parents were around then. He just watches videos for everything. So he watched a video, and I was like sitting there and I was trying to calm down. So after he watched the video, he tried to make sure that there was no stingers in my stings, and then he got some Neosporin, and he got some of this like herbal bug bite stuff that my mom gave me, and he put that stuff on there, and then he got me ice packs, like I said, and we put ice on it. So at this point, I knew for a fact that I had gotten stung once on my leg, once in the middle of my back, and once on the back of my arm. But as we were putting all of this like ice and Neosporin and stuff on my stings, I realized that there was another one like down by my ankle. And so I was like, "Ken, there's another one. Please try and like put some ointment and stuff on that one. And just a minute after that, I felt another sting, which this was weird to me because like, why are these other ones just like suddenly popping up? But I felt another sting like right on the very edge of my knee, so like right there. And I was like, okay, there's another one. Put stuff on that one too. After he helped me to the couch, he went outside and he looked for the freaking devil insect, and I was like terrified for him to do that because I didn't want him to get stung, and I knew for a fact it would sting him if he went out there because, you know, all my rational thought was just like right there, like, you know, rational. And plus he had like the hornet like bug spray or whatever. By then I had calmed down and I started tweeting about it, which like I wasn't completely calm, but like tweeting for some reason I guess helps me calm down. I don't know. Like I started tweeting, and I'll post those tweets here. Here's one of them. That's the worst one. It hurts the most. There's the other one. That one hurts pretty bad too. And there. And there. And freaking there. I'm dying.
I didn't see
Send
anything.
help. By this time, Kenneth came back in and he told me he didn't find anything, so I was like, fine, like I don't know what else to do, so I guess I will just try to watch some Castle on TV and calm myself down and like just chill out for a minute. So I'm sitting there chilling, watching Castle for a while, and my legs started to hurt because my leggings were still rolled up all the way to my knee, and I don't know if you know this about leggings, but they get tighter the farther down closer to the ankle that they are, so that way they're like tight and they're not like bell bottoms. It was like cutting off the circulation of my leg, so I was like, no harm in rolling it down now. Like it's not going to make any difference on my stings because like both of my other stings on my back and the back of my arm had clothes over them and I wasn't bothering them at all. So I proceeded to roll down my leggings, just thinking, you know, like no harm in that, right? Wrong. I got them rolled down like not even an inch from where they were, and I saw the yellow and black demon squirming around inside of the pocket of my rolled up legging, and so I immediately started screaming bloody murder and proceeded to roll them back up so that it would capture the demon again, and holding the cuff of my leggings away from my legs so that it could not sting me again, I started screaming for Ken, who had now proceeded to start taking a shower. I started screaming bloody murder for him to come help me. So he comes running out, wet and in a towel, and asking me what's wrong. And I'm like, it's in my leggings! It's in my leggings! It's in my leggings! Like, what are we gonna do? And still wearing the towel, he goes out into the garage and grabs his giant, thick leather gloves that are like padded on the inside, so they're like really thick. Like, I don't know what they're made for, but they are really thick. He comes back with these gloves, and I'm sitting here violently shaking. And he's like, okay, release it. And he has his gloves, like, sitting, like, waiting to capture it. And I'm like, Ken, like, I can't. Like, I'm violently, like, shaking, like, holding this thing out in front of me like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And so I'm like petrified, and he's like, Paige, you're gonna have to release it. Like, you have to release it. And I'm just like, fine, I'll try. And then I like very slowly unroll it, and the bug gets exposed, and he like grabs it with his freaking glove hands, and his glove hands are like, just like, it's like wearing mittens. They are ridiculously thick. And I'm over here just thinking, oh my god, it's gonna get me again. It's gonna get me again. I don't know what to do. I'm terrified. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was literally shaking so hard that he couldn't even see the bug when I unrolled my pants, because I was shaking my pants so hard that he couldn't even see it. And so I'm sitting here yelling, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? And he's like, yes, I decapitated it. and he put the head of the bug over onto the table, and he came back to my pants to get the body of the devil bug. And he put both of them over on the table, and it was literally still alive. Its head was separated from its body, but it was still alive. Like, how? So then, after we discovered that this freaking bug can live through being decapitated, we took these videos. It's been decapitated, and it's still fucking biting. This is the fucking thing that bit me 5 times. Its butt is even still moving.
Check it out. Check it out.
How is it fucking alive? How is it alive? Ken, how? It's alive! How? Its fucking butt is still moving.
Yeah, I know, he's clamped down on this. It's nuts.
It's decapitated. Put it closer to the butt. Oh, how? Even its antlers are moving.
It's antlers.
Holy fuck. Now it's turning. I don't understand. Hold on.
That thing is on there.
Oh my god, I'm scared, Ken. Oh my god. They're both still fucking moving. Stop! I can't. I'm like shaking. This video is probably terrible because I'm shaking so hard. And after that, Ken literally lit the thing on fire. It was terrifying, but like kind of satisfying at the same time. And pretty much the only thing that helped me calm down, even after the thing was dead and lit on fire and I knew there was no chance of it coming back to life and getting me, was the fact that this was going to make an awesome story time video. Which is super sad, I know. And also how easy it was gonna be to make it into a super clickbaity title, because, you know, clickbait. That's what the thing is now. Also, I did put clickbait in the title because I just think that it's ironic that people put not clickbait in the freaking title every single time that they clickbait. It drives me insane, so I just thought I would put clickbait in the title because I'm just like an honest person. I hate being fake. So I thought it would be funny. So from now on, every time that I clickbait, I'm just going to put it in the title because it's funny. Whatever. So to conclude this video, I'm going to add a few key notes that I think is really important for people to hear me say, because most people are probably just going to think that I'm like completely faking all this or that I'm just making it up or whatever. But for those of you who are just going to decide that this is a joke or that I'm exaggerating or that I'm just like completely ridiculous or a drama queen, it's really not a joke. Like, I'm not exaggerating my actual feelings about insects and my fear for them at all. Like, it's really like, I'm very, very serious when I say that I am absolutely terrified of insects. It's like a real thing. And basically, I'm just going to explain to you why I'm so terrified of insects, so that way maybe you guys can like understand where I'm coming from a little bit better if you think that being afraid of bugs and insects is irrational or whatever. So before I do my outro, I just want to let you guys know that you are more than welcome to say that I am dumb or to call me irrational or say whatever you want about what I just told you in the comments. Like, totally fine with me. It won't affect me at all. I just want to leave you with this little tidbit of thought. Bugs are really small, and there are not really that many defenses that humans have against things that are so small. You can't just shoot a bug. There are not many humans that are even physically capable of shooting a bug. And if they are, they probably are not scared of them. You can't cut them with a knife. You can't even smash them unless they are sitting on a flat surface that can catch them on the other side. They are hard to see, they are fast, and they are quiet. They have all the advantages because generally you don't even know that they are there until you've at least been hit once or twice. Plus, they are nasty, creepy, and disgusting. So my fear of bugs isn't really illogical at all. With that being said, this is me signing off. Don't forget to hit that like button if you liked it, because you know you did. Don't forget to tell me how dumb and ridiculous and dramatic I am in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I put out new videos every single week. And you can also follow me on other social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and YouNow. I broadcast daily on YouNow. And all of those are just Paige L. Knowles. So I hope to see you around. Love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.